ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Amal, and joining me tonight, I have George, Mus, Andy, and Carl. And we are the On-Time Monday Blues coming to you off the back of a good win against the old rivals in the Bombers. The Baggers got up 15,696 to Essendon's 9,1670 in front of 88,510 fans across both teams, and what a spectacle it was. Truly, I mean, leading up to the game, we'll talk about it. We'll get to all that. Before we go around the grounds to see how the boys were over the weekend in the lead up to the game and everything like that, I'm going to quickly throw it over to Georgie.
Yes, indeed. Thank you. Thanks, Amal. G'day, guys. G'day, everyone in the chat. Quick shout out, as always, to our main sponsor, Blues Crypto. Let me bring up the graphic here. I should have been more prepared. BluesCrypto.com. Get around him. I'm going to pop some information in the chat. Whether you're a new to investing or an experienced investor or want to dip your feet in the crypto waters, get around BluesCrypto.com. A really respected Carlton man, appreciate you getting around us. BluesCrypto.com. You can chat to him every Wednesday, 9 p.m. And if you want to be part of something pretty revolutionary as a fan token, a really exciting opportunity on BluesCrypto.com. I'm just going to pop some info in the chat. Thank you all. Get around him.
On your now, the one wheel bandit. Salaam alaikum. Wa alaikum salam. How good does it feel to be second on the ladder? To be honest, I don't even know what it's like to finish first. I always finish second.
Jesus Christ. Is that after 3 minutes? Does that count?
Jeez. I don't even know. Log him off. Amal. Log yourself off, pal. Brilliant.
I was not expecting that. Look at his head. Look at his head. How good is that?
It's not even 10 o'clock yet, and we've already lost.
Oh, God. Oh, my goodness.
All right. We've got 60 in the chat. To all those watching along, welcome. Welcome to the review, Monday night's review of the Monday Blues. Let's quickly go around the grounds. Mus, how you feeling?
Yeah, good. There's some fantastic comments in the chat that I really want to get around real soon. But the only thing I'm going to start with the negative. The scumbags getting up earlier. That stuffed my weekend. So I was really looking forward to going back to work tomorrow, but it dampened it a little bit. But other than that, if we can sort of just scrap that, it was a fantastic weekend, Carl?
Yeah, nice. Struggling up the cuff.
Probably shouldn't have gone to Carl.
I'm doing the. Yeah, it was good. It was a good game. Probably shouldn't have taken my jacket off at the game. I think it backfired, but yeah, I'm doing well, man.
So for anyone that was sitting in N30 and you've got some sort of symptoms sort of brewing, and you can thank Carl for that. He came to the game a little bit underdone.
You're welcome.
So yeah, send him the bill for the medical expense.
Georgie, how are you?
A quick shout out to our good friend Morris, PJ Vetter. He's called you out here, Andy.
Morris had a few ideas for some merch promo. I'll discuss it with you boys after the show.
No. We will. Thank you. Thanks for getting us around us as always,
thanks
Morris.
for the brainstorm session, Morris.
No, I'm well. It's been how good has it beaten these guys? Honestly, like there's nothing more satisfying. I'll put it to you guys and maybe the chat. Beating Essendon or beating Collingwood, they're both equally as satisfying as each other. But there's something about Essendon's fan base, pockets of it, but the majority of it, fuck it. It's the majority of it that they're just entitled. They're like, you know, with Collingwood fans, at least they know they're degenerates, right? Like, at least they know that. Yeah. Essendon fans think they're above, think they're above you. And just to get them to eat a big bag of him was lovely. It was absolutely lovely. So I feel good. I feel great. I left that game just satisfied. Watching them leave in droves was satisfying. So, and a really quick one to everyone who messaged in the Instagram DMs for our idea for the title. Really love that you guys all get around it. There was a couple of really good ones. Mainly, I think 3 or 4 had bombs away, and you have to remember that a channel with 5 Middle Eastern blokes using the word bomb in the title, it's probably going to get taken down. So, sorry.
We'll
had
be
the
flagged
best
for the
one.
flight risk after that.
Won't be able to go to interstate games.
Straight strike from YouTube, straight taken down, whatever you call it, DMCA. Andy.
I'm good. Love winning. It's great. Beating Essendon, MCG, King's birthday eve. Can we just put this out there now? We are the main event of the weekend. It's not about Melbourne and Collingwood. The Big Freeze, great cause. Well, awesome. I don't think many people care about that game as much as they care about Carlton and Essendon. So yeah, it's good to be the main event. It's good. It's good to get a win in the main event. 12 months is a long time. So big turnaround. Walking out of the game just felt good yesterday. We were floating. We were skating. Moss kept hitting my shoes. Done my head in. He just literally kept hitting me on the back of the shoe, which is a story for another time, I guess. But
Yes,
yeah, good. Amal, how you going?
That was good. The lead up into the game was strange, man. Just the weekend of footy. I think Musyuch mentioned it in the chat as well. It was just an off weekend of footy. It's just umpiring was cooked. Umpiring decided 2 or 3 games this weekend, and the vibe just wasn't there. Now, generally, when Carlton has the favourites tag, we don't really do that well. But obviously, thankfully, we all know the result. And we handled it pretty well this week, but leading into the game, I was nervous, confident but nervous. It was a weird feeling, right? It was like, yeah, we should be able to get this done. We know we can get this done, but for some reason I'm nervous. Before the game and in the lead up, actually going into the game at the G, there was the show on and the fireworks. And props to Essendon, man. They do a really good job pre-game. This was the only game across all of the games so far in 2024 where I actually started to feel goosebumps prior to the bounce. Like they had the song and the fireworks and everything like that. So good job. Essendon did a really good job. I wish Carlton's entrances were a bit more, had a bit more dramatic effect. It would be brilliant because we've got the fans for it.
How good was it having the Carlton team read out as well? It was weird being the away team.
That was odd. Yeah,
it was odd.
By Brendan Favola.
Yeah, by Fev. So I don't know if it's going to be for every game going forward, but I didn't mind it. I think it was good.
They hyped it up during the week on the radio, I think, because Fev and Nick Cody, they said we're gonna do it as I think it was just a hype up for King's birthday. Nick Cody, the comedian on Fox.
They were on. They did a street talk. They did a street talk in Mooney Ponds.
Okay.
So I think it was just for the festivities, but yeah, for the away team, and also Essendon coming out first. Usually the home team always comes out second as well, but I'm pretty sure that happened. I can't remember if that happened last year as well.
This year. Carl's actually noticed it a few times this year. Can't talk.
Yeah, just to answer Miles' question to why we don't do that to pre-game, all the fireworks and that we can't. We spent it all on the players. So
good.
We can't do that.
Oh, jeez. And then, first bounce, and you could see that it was going to be a really, really strong battle between TDK and Goldstein. I think we should probably start the discussion, the review on that battle, and in particular, TDK. This is your talking point, Andy, so I'm going to throw it to you because TDK had a game. But
I'll take it. TDK is the best ruckman in the league. I'm just going to start with that. I don't think there's a better ruckman in the league right now. I think he's purple patch of the last few weeks, and him really coming into who he's going to be as a footballer is going to be the difference between us winning. And look, there's multiple factors into winning a flag, but I think he could be the difference. I think I said it last week or maybe the week before. I rate this kid so highly. And I said, I remember pointing it out last year. In my opinion, he was the most important signing for us last year. We had a few players that needed to sign, and he's just a gun. He is a superstar. His efforts are second, like for a big boy. There was one in the third quarter. I think it was towards the end. Essendon were really coming at us, and he ran. He was just running. He ran, I think, from like the wing or half back, maybe. Half forward, and he spoiled it right on the line between Goldstein and I can't remember who else.
He ran from the center.
Yeah, it was just what an effort, and it was funny. I was actually watching him. I wasn't watching the ball. I was watching him at the game. And I was just seeing how he was going to respond to Goldstein being up ahead, further down the ground to him. And his work rate is next level. And Goldstein had a good game too, right? Like Goldstein, I think it was the both rucks did pretty well. But TDK for us, especially as well, sorry, I'm going to point out another time he was good. Our first 3 or 4 clearances of the last quarter when we got on that run, it's like having a fourth midfielder in there.
Yeah.
You know, even if he doesn't win the tap, he's roving. He's trying to tackle. He's getting clearances. I think he had 17 contested possessions. And just like, man, he was just a freak yesterday. And halfway through the season, it's a long season, but if he keeps building and getting better, there's not a ruckman in the league that can stop him.
Now, pure ruck work, I think Goldstein had him. Just purely ruck. As a ruck, I think Goldstein had him last night. But it was his second, third, fourth, fifth efforts that just takes TDK a class above. He was brilliant last night. He's one of the tallest on the field, but he picks up the ball off the ground like a small forward.
He's clean.
He's very clean. Very, very clean. That was brilliant. Anyone feel any different? And those watching along, we've got 75 with us at the moment. Let us know how you felt about TDK's game. Do you think Goldstein dominated, or do you think he had? Did TDK have the battle won, or did you see it any differently? Let us know.
I feel like when he came up,
I want to hear Musa's. Sorry, Carl.
Yeah.
Because
early on, I was saying Goldstein was really doing a number on us, and I think around the ground, TDK, he's just fitter, more nimble, able to do more, and had better support around him as well. But Goldstein's a very experienced ruckman. Not going to take that away from him, and his tap outs were quite elite, throughout the game, and especially in that third quarter, he sort of stood up a little bit. But to Andy's point with TDK, for such a young, inexperienced ruckman to take it to Goldstein around the ground like that, he's something special. So, yeah.
Carl?
I was just going to point out in the third when he came up for a fair bit of time where you noticed that Essendon really started pressing, and we were like, is he off injured or whatever it was? And it honestly looked like they were just resting him for the last quarter because he come out in that last and it was just like a beast.
Yeah, you called that actually.
Yeah,
Carl actually called that. I think we're resting him for the last quarter, and if that's what the move was, genius stroke. We gave up a few free kicks when he wasn't in the ruck, especially in that third quarter, which is a bit worrying because if we're going to play just him, it wasn't really when Harry was in the ruck though. It was more when Cripper or Kennedy were in the ruck.
Yeah.
They gave away, I think it was like maybe 3 free kicks in the space of about 10 minutes.
I think it's panic.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, but that's scary. You don't want to be in a position where you're throwing Kennedy or Cripps in a ruck, yeah? Like, all it takes is one stupid contest, and the ruckman are big boys, yeah? He puts his knee up, it's going into Cripps' head. So, I don't know.
They do it around the ground, so there's no knee-on-knee action or anything. It was more so around the ground, and I think Harry would take the ruck in the centre when we weren't, when TDK wasn't. So I think we're safe on that point. But it is worrying that we were giving up so many free kicks in the ruck when TDK wasn't rucking. That's probably something to look at just in future, because if we are going with one ruckman, then this is something we need to plan for. Giving up those free kicks it's not going to be sustainable. Good teams will put you away. Lucky we didn't play a good team yesterday.
Shot fired.
Shots fired. Scooter on Twitter, if you're watching, this guy done a tweet. Oh, I made the mistake of watching a podcast, a Carlton podcast, and these blokes, the Monday Blues. Andy said they were going to win by 10 goals, and blah. bro, you're watching a Carlton content like podcast. What do you want me to say, bro? Oh, Essendon's gonna smash us. Get out of here, bro. You worry about your peasant team, your pretender team. Don't worry about us. Flag favorites. Don't worry about us, bro. Worry about, trying not to choke another season, bro. Anyway.
Talking about wanting to watch a balanced preview. There's no balance here, mate.
Literally one-eyed Carlton supporters.
but like you said, and you're spot on. Like, at the end of the day, look at who we've faced. We've beaten the top 10 teams so far this year, and look at who Essendon have faced. I'm not gonna. I was adamant that we would out them, and going into the bye, and I hope it derails their season. I hate them. But back on TDK, I said it a couple of weeks ago. I think now he's that person that we elevate to the big six. Like he's in that discussion now. That's it. It's you got your Cripps, your Weeders, your Walsh, your Kerno, your Mackay. TDK's in that conversation now firmly. And I think you got the buyers come. I think at a perfect time for him. I think he needs the rest. It'll be nice to rest, recover, and go up against the Cats. But yeah, I pretty much am I almost agree with you, Andy, in terms of the best ruckman in the league. I think by season's end, if he continues this, it's him and Gawn really, battling for an AA spot. And I think the AFL and the fans and media fawns over Gawn and Luke Jackson and whatnot. But it's time that they now sort of stand up and realise. And hey, Robbie Williams, make another song, mate. I think he's he can release an album by the end of the season, I reckon.
Well, TDK elevated to the big six for Carlton, right? I think everyone could quite comfortably agree with that. Another one that's been elevated from the back line to the midfield, Carl.
Our boy Chink.
Boy Chink, huh?
Chink. He's still emptying his pockets.
Who was in his pockets? Who was in his pockets?
There's a few in there. It's got more work emptying than the actual game, I reckon, eh? Yeah, to be fair, Merritt ended up having a good game. He probably come off him though, but what do you have? He got 3 touches in the first quarter, Merritt. He held him to. That's huge to keep Merritt to 3 touches. It isn't, all the bullshit aside, Merritt's a star. He's their Essendon's best player. You tell me at the start of the game, Chincotta's going to tag Merritt and he's going to hold him to 3 touches in the first quarter. I'll be like, yeah, look, probably not, but he done it. Yeah, like he done a great job, and he kicked 2 goals in the last quarter. Props to Chick. Yeah, he had a marvelous game.
One thing I liked about Chincotta is that so pretty much all the possessions Merritt had, not all, but a lot of the possessions he had were from direct centre bounces where Chincotta wouldn't have lined up on him, because there was a point where Chincotta would start half back and then sprint into the midfield and go straight on Merritt. So Merritt might get that first touch and all that. Chincotta's job, I think, was most effective by not allowing Merritt to deliver the ball inside 50. And that's what they just bombed it in, and we would just pick them off. Like Weeders would pick it off. McGovern would pick it off. You had Kemp playing a great game. Even Harry would go back. So I think that's Chincotta's biggest win, stopping Merritt from actually delivering the ball. Most of Merritt's possessions came from the back half. He didn't really do much in the front half, which is where he usually kills it. He's usually that kick inside 50. So good call out, Carl, with Chink.
Just on Chincotta, if I may, a couple of weeks ago, we actually called out the change that Vossi shuffled some pieces around. It sort of was the same time as Williams went forward. We sort of looked at it, and I can't remember who he came in for, but we were sort of saying, is he going to do a tagging role? But every single time he has tagged, he hasn't actually started in the middle. I think it was half forward he was starting at. I noticed towards the second quarter. I don't know about the first. But it's just interesting because he's not your typical tagger. And I think I said a couple of weeks ago that if he can start hitting the scoreboard, and I think last week maybe he might have kicked 1, and this week he kicked 2, he's going to be damaging, and he's going to play that extra mid. And Vossi called it out and said, one of the in the presser, they said to him sort of, how's that working? Because we noticed you've got him doing a tagging role, but he's not actually starting on the person he's tagging. And he just sort of laughed it off. and said, I can't give that info out. And it was just really interesting that role has changed so much because he wore him like a glove. There was one point I was watching him on the phone, sort of just zoomed in around the ground. I wasn't even watching the game at one point.
No, I was watching Musa's screen. It was literally his screen. He just zoomed in on Chincotta and Merritt.
So
He was
hilarious.
He was
It would not let him breathe. And to obviously Merritt, fantastic player in that, but he only come alive in the second half when Chincotta wasn't on him anymore.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Chincotta's scary. He is probably a little bit biased here, but for a tagger, they usually get that, that name, they're just a tagger. But Chincotta's not just a tagger. He gets his head over the ball and it's done. That's it. No one's getting him off the ball.
Just
Yeah.
kicking goals.
The thing I love about him, sorry, Carl. The thing I love about Chink, to break a tag, right? If you're not going to intercept him with a teammate or whatever, then usually what they do is they drag him forward. But he's a defender. He knows how to defend.
Yeah.
And then, all right, so maybe drag him back. Well, he's going to kick goals. So it puts the opposition coach in a tough position, and it puts the opponent in a tough position. It's just a master stroke to have Chincotta do the tag. And now a lot of other teams are tagging as well, but they're not giving Carlton the credit for reintroducing the tag. And it's outside noise, I know, and I always say, don't listen to outside noise. Who cares if they don't talk about us? But the media absolutely despises us. The language used during the game last night compared to the game today was black and white. It was just they couldn't be more opposite. We were up by, I think, 6 goals, and they were saying, "Oh, if Essendon just get the next couple, they might put doubt into Carlton's heads." Collingwood was up by 5 goals, and the commentators are like, "Yeah, it's dead and buried. It's gone." It's like, come on, bro. It's all about language, yeah, and the language that they plant in the viewer's mind is very anti-Carlton on the on any broadcast, it seems, especially like Channel 7.
On that, yeah, BT. I think the fourth quarter against Melbourne was the biggest, just the complete most utter hate for Carlton being up, because every time Melbourne kicked a goal, it was absolute bedlam, and then Kemp dived on purpose and all that. We spoke about it after the Melbourne review, but just a tip for anyone. A tip for anyone who's watching, if you're watching the game live, so maybe interstate games or whatnot, or and you don't like the 7 commentary, the 7 commentary is very anti-Carlton. We can safely say. SEN Sync, shout out to SEN Sync, the app, I think it is, which you can have it on. So if you like, AFL Nation or SEN Sync, usually they've got a few Carlton people in there as well. You can actually mute your TV, so you mute these idiots, and pop on SEN Sync, and you can delay the radio broadcast to match your TV. So you can actually have, great feature. And shout out Aiden in the chat. I listen to SEN Sync. It's not just me. Thank you.
So you say
how good would the Blues if we did commentary for the game? How good would that be?
Hey, come on!
Imagine that.
Oh, bro, that would be amazing.
Might have to be. We have to do one of those. The Aussie Man Reviews channel where we do.
Do it in Arabic.
The jokes. Imagine in Arabic.
Just going back on Chincotta, impactful last night. Now, he only had 10 disposals, but with those 10 disposals, he kicked 2 goals and was involved in 3 score involvements. So
massive.
Not only did he negate merit, he got on the scoreboard and got involved in other scores as well. So the stats won't show it, but he was huge.
Who does he tag against Geelong?
Well, there's a chance Dangerfield comes back.
I'd go Holmes.
I'd go Tom Stewart. Personally, I'd chuck him on Tom Stewart. You can't have Tom Stewart intercept marking. And if Jeremy Cameron comes in, if he's playing, I actually didn't watch much of the. I don't even know if Jeremy Cameron was playing.
He played. He did.
Okay, then someone on Jeremy Cameron, please.
The thing is though, as well, like, let's say they haven't got a power. Well, there's a lot of good midfielders out there these days. The game, it's really, it's what I'm looking for. It's a really competitive game at the moment. There's a lot of really good midfielders, but you could almost play him at a half forward and just sneak into the contest and just play as an extra midfielder. if he's not tagging.
Who's
What's
that? Carrazzo 2.0? I call him Carrazzo 2.0 now.
Yeah.
I think it was the Giants game at Marvel or Adelaide. It might have been the Giants game when he wasn't in the squad. He wasn't playing. And pre-game in the Legends Lounge, how they usually have the player interviews, he went up and he just looked like a man that was annoyed that he wasn't playing. He looked like he was absolutely hungry as to get out there. So you can just, I love the passion in the guy. When he signed on, when he first signed on, I think he got in front of the guys and said, "I'll do anything. I'll give 110% for this club." And you can just tell that he's well respected and well loved. Like his work rate and all the hard work that he does, and then to go in and get the goal, you see how much it meant for his teammates. Like I don't think his teammates got around anyone else, bar like sort of Zack Williams. For his goal yesterday, they got around him, and it's like all that effort and that work for that reward was huge. So, and then when he kicked the last one, huge. So
I love how they got around him.
Yeah. It was great to see.
Well, what's interesting? Does anybody know the background? Obviously, we know about his story, but does anyone know what his actual position is? Because I obviously, he's coming to the team as a true defender, but it'd be interesting to know. Growing up, was he always a defender?
I know. I think he was a middle defender. He was he'd done his ACL, I think, a couple of years before joining us from memory when he was playing state footy. So, but to come in as a 20? He came in as a 26-year-old. I'm pretty sure. So,
yeah.
Good on him.
I want to know where Miles gone. Miles up the
I don't know where Miles gone.
Wait, actually, someone, Max Camburis, shout out Max. He said, "Mal, you need some Carlton stuff on your wall, bro." I think he's gone to get
He's
some
doing
stuff.
something. I reckon he's going to go hang himself on the wall.
He's also.
I think Max asked, "What was behind you, Georgie? What do you got behind you?"
He says, "What's behind you? I've always wanted to know." I'm a bit of a nerd, but I'm also a bit of a, as Andy knows, I'm a degenerate hoarder of collectibles, right? So, Bruce Lee, I don't know, there's a Godfather. I went to Albuquerque last year, so there's the Breaking Bad stuff. A lot of Carlton stuff. There's a signed footy up there and some Carlton stuff. But, mate, footy cards, footy memorabilia, soccer stuff, bit of gaming stuff. So a bit of everything. So Dragon Ball Z Shrine.
Can we? I don't know where Marl is.
He'll be back.
I want to talk about Durdin.
Welcome
I
back.
want to talk about Durdin's role in the last quarter. So we've been massive critics of him, right? I'm the first to put my hand up and say that I don't understand why he got a contract so soon. Anyway, if that's what he brings every week, then sign him for another 5 years. Because even without the ball, right? He had one shot, he had one opportunity. He took a great mark. That was a awesome mark, right?
Yeah.
And then he took his chance with the ball, with the goal. But it was what he did without the ball that I was so impressed by. He was chasing. He was like putting forward pressure on. He was a big factor in that run we had early and throughout the last quarter. Obviously, we need to chill because it was just one quarter.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. But, hey, big step going forward, right? Like, this is a big confidence booster for him. 90,000 people.
Yeah.
And he took his opportunity when it mattered, right? And so I want him to back it up now. And I want him to back it up week in, week out.
Is he going to? Is he going to? I'm going to throw that out there. Are you confident that he's going to?
It's hard to say. But that goal and that mark against an opponent that was easily taller than him is a massive confidence booster. So he'll go into the next game with massive confidence. Hopefully, look, I don't know if he gets selected or not. It's a wait and see. But if he does, he'll go in with a lot of confidence, for sure.
Yeah, great sub. If he'd played all 4 quarters, he wouldn't have marked that ball in the end.
That's exactly what I was sort of going with.
He's a sub, and that's all he is.
You reckon?
Yeah, I'm with Carl.
Saying that, how many times have we?
I know.
He's a sub, and he's lucky to be a sub. To be honest,
he's depth for our forward line.
I wasn't keen on his selection. I didn't know where the integrity came from to actually select him.
I think, just to jump in there, if you think about it from the VFL's perspective and time, if Motlop came in, would Motlop probably be the sub? right? I'd say because he hasn't had that much match fitness behind him. If you're going to make him sub, wouldn't you rather get the full sort of game into Motlop again? You play in the VFL?
Yeah.
You play? Yeah. So would you not rather get another full game rather than potentially a sub appearance and then a bye and then?
Durdin probably was the best selection to bring in. As a sub, come in, bit of speed, and he did it. And as you said, he come in, harassed, he did what he needed to do. He took a mad mark and kicked the goal. Fantastic, great. But for me, there's 3 or 4 other players ahead of him.
Like I think Motlop, when he's ready, comes in like straight away.
Motlop and Martin push them both out.
Yeah,
I think if we're going to go forward, I think we need to, as a team, as a collective team, and fan base too, maybe we need to just relax on the players a bit. This is just me, right? Maybe I'm too harsh on these blokes. Maybe like I'm, you know what I mean? Because we feel so passionate about this club. We want the best, and when we don't get the best, it's so frustrating because we know how good we can be.
Yep.
So I think I'm just going to chill on the Durdin talk for a bit, personally. See what he does over the next month, and if he goes back to the form he had last time he was in, then I'm right back on him. But
he's not playing next week. He's not in next week.
There's a game next week.
I thought we were just doing an episode on Durdin. Anyway.
I don't know. I just think being positive can go a long way, right? And the coaches and his teammates clearly see something in him, right, that we don't. So let's just see. Wait and see. If he can back that up, then what a weapon to have. Another weapon in the arsenal. So who knows? Maybe having Zack Williams down there is good for him. We don't know.
There's going to be a lot of tough selection calls, right? You've got Chinkota in the middle, who's doing absolutely fantastic job. You've got Zack Williams, who's now a bona fide small forward. Like I think everyone's seen enough, right? There's now, and if we just focus on the midfield at the moment, there's some serious question marks around who comes in and who goes out once the likes of Chera and Cotters become available.
Yeah.
What about, put that aside, what about, we're all forgetting Elijah Hollands' game.
Oh, we'll get to him.
Yeah.
Because he was off its head. But just let's realistically look at the midfield, because I think that's where the biggest struggle will come from the selection table. Chincotta's, how do you kick him out of the side?
You can't. He stays in. He's locked. He's locked. He doesn't go. Anyway, Carroll for me.
Carroll, shout out to Morris.
Yeah, Morris.
Thanks, Morris. Quick shout out to Morris. Thought on Carroll. Assume he says, I don't think he'll make it. Look, he's played quite a few games this year. I think he's had good moments, but I personally think once Chera's back, he slots right back in for Carroll personally.
I think you go, Andy. You're right.
No, you go.
I was going to say, if he comes in, obviously Carroll goes out, and I'll throw this name out there as a sub. And if Cotters was sub, shut the gates. He would be the ultimate sub.
What? But you're going to get 15, 16 Ks from him for the game. Yeah. Would you make him sub? You know what you're going to get
based on where we're at the moment. It's running. It's smooth. Yeah. I wouldn't bring him in and change anything. It's working.
Well, who do you take?
Double touch, Akers. Come on.
But who do you take at their fittest? Either Cotters or Ollie Hollands? At their best, who do you take?
Holland's finish, bro. Holland's finish is next level. When he needs to get a few games under his belt.
Ollie.
He's a little bit slow.
I'd take Cottrell.
Yeah, I'm with Andy.
At this point, I'm with Andy as well. I'd take that.
Wow.
Right now. But I'm saying this, and Ollie Hollands is going to be a superstar.
He's still young. He's young.
Yeah. But right now, you know what kills me? It's his fucking work rate. He just runs up and down the ground, bro. He'll spoil the ball in the defensive 50, and then he's in the forward 50 20 seconds later, going for a mark or having a shot on goal. His work rate is just second to none. It's a tough call. That's actually a tough call. Yeah, it might be, and it might come down to who we're playing and what opponents we have. So,
can I just say, a couple of years ago, it was Lockie O'Brien, Jack Nunes, Sam Petrevsky-Seton. We were doing it hard.
Well, that's a
doing
credit
hard
to our That's our credit to our
Yeah.
selectors, yeah, and our
That's
recruiters, and
Nick
you know,
Austin.
yeah, Nick Austin, yeah, done well, and Jack Nunes and Lockie O'Brien, you know, so
Yeah, absolutely.
Nunes after the siren though. That's
Yeah,
he's gone
that was epic.
You can't. No matter what happens, he's that moment was special.
I want to go back to Musa's comment. You said Cotters would be the ultimate sub.
Yeah.
I agree. I think Cotters would be a brilliant sub. I think Kennedy would be like the ultimate sub for us because play him anywhere. We lose a defender, chuck him in.
Yeah.
Forward
line, he can kick a goal.
And he can play in the midfield too. So we've got enough stock to rotate the wings and to run through the middle. It's just when we lose McGovern during games, it's very obvious, you know. So like having someone like that can swing, you know, either end of the ground. I think, yeah. But Chera's going to come in, and Walsh and Cripps need Chera. Like they've been held. I mean, we'll go into their fourth quarters, which were amazing, but they were both held for 3 quarters. If Chera's in the team, he gets 25, 30 touches. He becomes that main guy. You're not going to stop all 3. So that's why I think Chera is really important. I think he really gives them a chop out in the midfield. But their fourth quarters were second to none. I think 8 and 9 between together. So really good fourth quarter.
How professional it speaks of the win. Where this win for me was one for the role players, right? Like you've got Walsh and Cripps held majority of the game, and then had a big fourth. Obviously, they had their moments, but no one had over 25. I think we had 4 players over 20 touches. Harry and Charlie kicked 3 between them, and we still won. We still won by a comfortable margin.
Comfortably.
So very professional win.
Elijah,
and just before we get to Elijah, why do the media, just back to the media, they keep referring to Essendon as brave and gallant?
Yeah.
Like, what's this? What?
Bro, I'm telling you, it's this anti-Carlton narrative. It's, bro, what's so brave about being forced to go sideways and go down and have low percentage shots on goal? We weren't brave when we were doing it last year. We were a shambles apparently last year, and we were no hope to make finals, and we were all these other but for other teams, when we force other teams into that, the language changes, and this is what bothers me. And look, it's just going to make it even sweeter when we win the flag. That's the way I look at it. That's how I'm taking it. When we win the flag, they're going to have to call us premiers. So they can stick their brave.
Shout out to JJAD.
JAD, Elijah. That's probably what happened.
Well, let's talk about Elijah. What are your thoughts, boys?
His accuracy in front of goal is like a breath of fresh air.
Who was saying during the game? I feel you. I just went to this realm when you said it. He goes, "Oh, I just feel so safe when he has the ball." And I was like,
hey, there's nobody on our list that I trust more with the ball having a shot within that 50-meter range.
If you're going to get someone to kick to save your life, if you're going to have someone kick it right now, for me, Elijah Hollands.
Watch him kick 1 goal 8 next week.
His eyes cold, but he's got this flair and swagger about him. That's just
he's Carlton. He's got Carlton written all over him. I'll call him Booba. I love him.
It's not cockiness, but it's not cockiness. It is real confidence in his own ability.
George, you used the word swagger. That's what he's got.
Yeah. We've been crying out for a player who can take the attention away from Curnow and Mackay, especially when all of the attention is on them. And I think Elijah did that last night, kicking 3 goals in a game against Essendon, where Mackay and Curnow, whilst they both had good games, probably weren't at the level that we would expect them to be. Elijah stepped up last night, and this isn't just about Elijah, but last night was about our I wouldn't even say bottom six, but those outside of the top six, lifting the bar up. Because Cripps was good, Walsh was good, but they weren't like they didn't have the same level of. They still had impact, but they didn't have the same level of impact as the last couple of weeks, where Cripps and Walsh just absolutely tore the midfield apart. It was other players. It was other players that stepped in and did the jobs. And our bottom six, you can't even call a bottom six anymore because they've risen the bar for the whole team. It's so good. So good. And it's because of the likes of Elijah. It's because of the likes of Cottrell. It's because of the likes of
Jordan
Fogarty.
Boyd.
Jordan Boyd. What a game. Jordan Boyd, man.
I love when he has the ball, man. When he has the ball, you know 9 times out of 10 it's going to be in our favor. He's going to make the right decision. He's so calm with it. He's so clean with it. Yeah, it was good. It was good.
This is a big one for me. Yeah. Since when does this happen? Kick it to Charlie. That's all it's always been. More Charlie or bust, like 11 different goal scorers. That's massive.
Yeah, man. How good is seeing Charlie play a team role? Yeah. He's changed over the last 2 or 3 weeks. He's chasing a bit more, and we were crying out for him to do a bit more, a few more team things during the game, and I feel like he's just leveled up now, and he's looking like how good was his kick to Owies, and Charlie to Owies is always an elite kick. He's done it last year a few times.
The Melbourne game,
the Gold Coast game last year, like. Always was just Charlie got the ball. Always was on his bike. He knew, and that's the beauty of having Charlie up the ground and Harry up the ground. It leaves so much space for Zack Williams, for Matty Always to just run into the space.
Yeah, it drags the whole defense out. Those two drag the whole defense out.
Absolutely, and that's what Amal used to cry about this all the time. We used to cry out for this all the time. Create space, run out. Amal was like really big on this, so good call out.
Thank you. PJ Vetter, I gotta put this up. Zach Coleman Williams wants a public apology. I'm down. On behalf
we get naked or
we can do that too, on behalf of
you know what? What's an apology? Every player that plays shit, we bag out. They play good.
I swear, man.
Can we just say the track record, right? Pitto's couch. Pitto plays a couple of wonders. Zach Williams is scared of the ball and opponents. He gets switched forward, 10 goals in 4 games, right? He's on Coleman form now, right? Corey Durdin, he does more.
Calm down with that one. He kicked 1 goal, took 1 mark. Not there yet.
I know. Hold on. He done more than a quarter than he did the whole Sydney game, right? So we just got a bit of track record of this now.
The only one who hasn't has been Harry. He's been rubbish.
Oh,
get out of here, bro!
He's like and 13 weeks.
Hey, what? That's right. Someone was it Lebowski? You guys haven't got Fantasia over the line. That's going to be a tough one.
We're working on it. Work in progress.
That's what he's doing when he was off. He's not really injured. He was just working. He's watching our podcasts. He's taking in the insults. He's going to work on his game.
I got him tied up in the backyard.
Kick a goal. And we'll apologise for that one too.
Shout out to the first goal from Williams. I had the best angle. We were sitting right behind it. I had the best angle.
Mus was so upset.
I had the awesome angle as it went in, and the bloke in front of me just stood up instantly. Right? and not shit. Hey, we know about people standing up with the footy and all that kind of stuff. It's all for it, right? We can vouch for that. But I couldn't get high enough to see the celebration. It was just the best angle, and it's the whole video is ruined. But anyway, it's my little rant.
That was Mus when he kicked it. Mus like, oh.
But that was scary, man. The way that ball just, it was like it was on a string, yeah?
It's cool.
And shout out, there was actually a Karen on level 1. The old lady behind us that always carries on like a pork chop when we stand up for celebrating goals. Mrs. was there with a couple of mates on level 1, and 2 rows behind her, she was telling me that a lady tapped her on the shoulder with a record after a goal and told her, please take your seat, sit down, stop standing up, you're at the footy, which is very odd. And she turned around, it was a Carlton fan who actually told her to sit down instead of when celebrating a goal. So these people,
why are people so comfortable touching other people?
She headbutted? Nah.
Almost, to be honest.
Full rumble at her.
Or rumble. I was just about to say that.
Cough that in the mouth, Carl.
Just and from a Carlton fan too, like you're celebrating a goal and you're not standing up for every moment of the game. It's goals or huge sort of decisions or tackles and this and that. But mate, if you're at the footy, if you go to the footy and you're one of those people that expects every single person to sit down, stay at home. Stay at home.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Let's get into
Anyway,
the votes.
George did punch that person who stood up after.
We had an interesting bay. Actually, I don't know how much we should go into this. We had Stephen Kernahan about 6 seats away on the left. Shout out to Sticks.
Mm-hmm. I want to give a shout out. There was a little girl, maybe 10 years old.
Yeah. Absolutely. We'll get her on.
Absolutely G'ing up the crowd in our bay.
She was
fantastic. I love that. That's a future head of the Carlton cheer squad. So I don't know who you are, little girl, but well done. Well done to the parents. That was awesome. I love seeing kids have fun at the footy, man. That's what it's all about at the end of the day, yeah? Creating another set of fans. And, hey, how good is it that these young kids are growing up watching us win? We spent our childhood watching us lose.
We had a little kid in front of us watching Moose the whole game.
Yeah, that kid behind in front of us just kept looking at me and Moose. It was weird.
I said it this time last year, legit, like 2/3 of my life. The stat was 67% of my life has been watching mediocrity, pretty much, right? So it's a nice change.
Absolutely.
It's a really nice change. Like how many times, sorry, can we say that we remember being second on the ladder, right? Like just comfortably.
Ever. That little girl, her voice, like she was brilliant. Don't get me wrong, right? Don't get me wrong at all. But do you reckon her voice reminded you of the St Kilda chick?
No.
Come on.
It did a little bit when she done like Carlton.
Good on her.
But you know what? She had that grunt, grunt in her, man. Like really love the passion.
I love it.
It was good. You ruined it, but you ruined it, Amal. Poor little girl. Asking her dad, what's that video he's talking about? Anyways.
Anyone miss anyone?
Oh, the Mackays.
I miss you.
Are you sure?
No.
Yeah, the Mackays. There was one just running around for
That's
Shadow.
a big one.
Running around for Shadow all game.
I love Mackay.
Hey, how good was it when he was running up to when Ben was running up to Harry at the start? You could only see it if you watch the replay or watch it on TV. And he had that cheeky smile on him, that real cheeky smile running up to Harry. That was good. I quite enjoyed that. And then for Ben to give away the free kick, that was pretty cool.
I don't think it was cheeky. It was more like we made it.
Yeah, finally.
We made it, man.
We rich, bitch.
10 years in the making.
Good on him, man. It was good to see, finally.
Yeah. Hopefully many more to come. A good win.
I'll tell you one thing. It is a very good win because as soon as we got home, popped on the replay, and it was a bit of an omen. James Brayshaw was saying, I think it was James Brayshaw who was saying it was a finals-like atmosphere, and that's why Essendon buckled, So we know that they can't finals. But if I was an Essendon fan and I heard that, I just switch the TV off. We're going to lose. But it was a bit of an omen.
Lebowski in the chat. You guys probably missed Merritt getting lippy with Sard. Also, did anyone see that?
Yeah,
I saw it on the replay.
Yeah.
When he was on top of him, when he wouldn't get off. Yeah. I wonder what he said.
I think Sard pushed him, and then Merritt said something to him.
Carl, we're going to need a bad lip reading video to drop.
What he's asking whether my nose shop is or something.
No comment. Hey, you know what, Essendon fans? Keep bringing the booze because you know what? He copped it in their mouth in the end.
Was it booze or wolves?
Booze.
No, they're booing him. They're jealous.
And the fans booing him.
Sounded like the wolf.
It's all right. They got Nick Hind anyway. Nick Hind was supposed to be like the savior. He was supposed to, I don't know, some bloke they found somewhere. He was supposed to be better than Sad. I don't know.
Billy.
had 3 good games, and they said, "Oh, we found Saad's replacement." No, you found nothing, bro. These blokes.
Love it. Love it. Shall we get on to the votes?
Absolutely.
Let's do it. For those watching along, let us know who your votes are going to for the Baggers match against the Bombers. Your 1 vote, 2 votes, and 3 votes. Georgie, I'll throw it to you first.
Thanks, because I know it's going to save Mus saying for all the reasons George
For all the
mentioned.
reasons George.
I'm gonna I'll give a consolation vote to Trincado. We talked about him, but I really want to give 1 vote to someone that I don't think we spoke about at all, and that's Wiedering. For me, so you know how we've got Sauce, we've got Bruce Dool, who's going to go down in the best fullbacks ever for this club. I'm not saying he's there. I'm saying he's not far off, and I think when, not if, when he wins a flag, he will be firmly in that discussion because the work that he does to shut out. All I was remembering during the game was Peter Wright and what he did to us last year, or what we let him do to us last year, right? I think he kicked 4 or 5 last year, and we just didn't give him anything, right? And he's time and time again, week on week on week, whether it's Hawkins, whether it's whoever he lines up against, he shuts him out completely. So we haven't mentioned him today, and although he didn't have a stellar intercept game or by his standards one of the best games, he still is the rock in defence. So consolation 1 for Trincado, but Weed is going to get my 1. I don't think he was praised enough. Absolutely destroyed him. Shout out Maz. Yes, he did. 2 votes, Elijah Hollands, man. The flair, the swagger, the reliability in front of goal. Recruit of the year for what we paid. I'm going to put it out there early call for what we paid. Recruit of the year if he continues this. The guy had. I don't think the guy played a game in his junior year because of the ACL, because of the injury when he's the year before he got drafted.
He got drafted without playing a game. Yeah.
So he was in the top 3 contention, and then obviously slid to 7th, I think it was.
High pick.
In Gold Coast.
Even 7th is a high pick, yeah.
Yeah, with
huge, top 10. Top 10 pick. So it says to, and I think the new environment, being near his family, playing with his brother, what an absolute X factor player to have, right? And the only way is up. And 3 to the King on King's Eve birthday, Tom DeConning. What a guy. 7, we've talked about it. 17 contested touches. The man has arrived. The King has arrived. Happy birthday. He's an absolute machine, man. And whether it's, seeing him play solo and I'm a bit more excited as well to see what happens when he's, sharing the load with Pedo as well, and maybe change it up a little bit and damage on the scoreboard as well. But yeah, signed on for 2 years last year. Excited for him to lock away. We need him to lock away. We need to lock him away for a few more years. So this guy is not the future; he's the now.
Good call.
3 for Tom. Who wants to go next? Mus?
I'll go.
Carl.
I'm just going to quickly point out. I'm not going to give him my vote, but I'm going to point out Wiedering. He had 71 minutes on Peter Wright, who only took 1 mark in that time, and he played on Harrison Jones for 26 that didn't take a mark. So that's 97 minutes, 1 mark. That's massive.
Crazy.
However, yeah, crazy. My 1 vote, we didn't speak about, I think, this Hewitt. I feel like
he was huge.
I feel like he got us up and going in the middle. Obviously, we know Cripps and Walsh are a bit quiet. I feel like Hewitt was there, did what he had to do. Popped up, kicked the goal, crucial goal. So that's my 1 vote, and my 2 and 3 to same as George, 2 to Elijah Hollands and 3 to Tom DeConing for all the reasons George said. Both had cracking games.
I'm just going to start with all the reasons George said and just give my vote to Eric. Look, we've spoken about the guys who are going to get my vote, but I'm just going to give a cheeky mention to I don't reckon he's 100%. Adam Saad, his run and his ability to read the ball and get in the right position is next to none. He was getting booed and all the rest of it, but we were throwing the Wolves out. And what's he, third generation Wolf now? So fantastic game. And yeah, I've just got this.
Before you move on from Saad, this was his first game where he absolutely played out of his skin since he's been back. Where he did those short bursts, did those long kicks.
On the game.
He's back. It's a good call.
He was definitely playing with an injury. So I don't think he was 100.
Great call out.
One to Chincotta. I've been his biggest fan. I was bleeding when he got dropped and, crying for him to come back in. But he only played one game in defence and then transitioned into this new role. So fantastic to see him and his story. I'm going to go the other way. I'm going to give 2 to TDK and give my 3 to Elijah Hollands. When the story broke early on that he was going to come over and that, so did a bit of research and sort of, obviously found out double Dutch brother, blah, blah. He's 22 years old, this kid. 22 years old and the ability to take the game on. And, Andy, to your point, you feel comfortable out of all our players when the ball's in his hand having a shot on goal. So for 22 years old, to have a cool, calm, level head like that. And for me, he's not a bust pack open player. He is getting the right spot, read the ball, get the ball and kick a goal. And the finesse that he has at 22 is scary. He gets my 3 votes.
Good call. Is it me? Yeah?
Everyone, huh? Yep.
Yeah, for all the reasons George said, I'm gonna, I want to give a shout out to Newman. We spoke about him at length last week. Just backed it up again. Just keeps doing the job. So yeah, Newman was great.
Did you see that 50 he gave away?
Yeah.
That was one of the worst 50s I've ever seen.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of 50s, the one we got with McGovern,
100 meters.
That was like 150.
Yeah, that was massive. Yeah. We got it out half back. This bloke was 30 out. Hey, we'll take its mum. Straight out. We'll take its mum.
Someone had McGovern first goal 100%.
Oh, wow. The umpire, yeah, for sure. Now, one, I'm going to go to Chink for all the reasons George said. Chink, yeah. What a man. What a role. What a job. And he's just embracing it. So, yeah, Chink. I'm going to go 2 for Elijah, my boy, Boobs. I love him. That arrogance, he's got that Carlton arrogance about him, and I love it. He just, when he kicks a goal, he knows he's the man. Like I'm him. He's got that I'm him mentality, and I love that. And it's what we've missed. Yeah, it's what we needed. We needed that half forward that could play in the mid, and so he's doing it all over the place. And TDK, my boy, my other boy, my boys. What can I say? My boys are killing it. TDK gets my 3. Amal?
1 to Chink, 2 to Elijah, 3 to TDK. It's hard to go past them. And obviously all for all the reasons that George said.
We've got to get a tally on the votes.
At this point, it should just be like a collective.
Yeah, we'll do a tally this week. I reckon.
We just get George to vote for us.
Yeah, we just get George to vote for the Monday Blues collectively. We'll do that moving forward.
Hey, just quickly, I want to ask Andy how his hand is.
I can't remember which goal it was. It might have been Chincotta's second when we won.
It was last quarter.
I don't know, man. I think it was Chink's last goal. Carl has stood up. I'm sitting down. I'm chilling. We won the game. Whatever, bro. Carl's fucking G'd up. He looks at me and he's like, "Going to give me a high five." I'm just like, "Yeah, sweet, bro. Give me a high five." I'm just chilling. Khaled with the power of the football gods within him has just absolutely gone Super Saiyan or whatever it's called in Dragon Ball Z. Georgie, you tell me if I got it right.
Take it away, George.
Well done.
Just absolutely obliterated my hand with this high five. I was walking out of the stadium just doing these ones. Like my hand was throbbing for about 4 hours.
Oh, well worth it. Well worth it.
I've never seen Carl that jet, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. The man
it was brilliant.
You know what it was? It was relief pouring out. It was relief.
Yeah, that's what it was.
saw it.
Yeah. It was my hand. My hand was gone. My hand was gone. I've already got one eye. Hey, he hit me that hard. My eye started throbbing. My eye. I thought he popped a stitch in my eye. It was very bad.
Oh, okay.
On your car.
Good times
For you.
A very, very good win by the Baggers. That win has now put us into second spot. And look, we probably won't hold on to it after the end of next week's round. But we are now very well and truly in the position that we expected ourselves to be in and really, really wanted us to be in coming into the bye in second spot. We are very well set up, I believe, for a tilt to finals and hopefully the ultimate glory. Got a lot of plays coming back, coming off the back of the bye, which will put a lot of pressure and offer up a lot of headaches to the selection table. We've got the likes of Jack Martin, Marchbank, Motlop, Chera, Cottrell coming back into the side, Cunningham. And with the balance that we have in the team at the moment, there's some serious selection calls that are going to need to be made against our game against Geelong back at the MCG in a couple of weeks' time. But we'll focus on that once we get there. Until then, let's enjoy the week the week off. Let's rest up. Let's build up that energy again for our match against Geelong in 2 weeks' time.
We'll be back next Monday. We'll be back next Monday.
We'll be back next Monday.
Also,
I think Cameron.
I just want to quickly say, sorry. If anyone's going to the Jumper Punches live show, me and Georgie will be there. So come around, say hi. Make sure you get down there too.
If you haven't got your tickets, get around it. Really quick one as well before you wrap up. Two things. Bella, good to see you. The Preston supporter here. All I can say, staying all four quarters with two Carlton supporters was the hardest moment in my life. Hats off to you, Blues. Did see you after the game yesterday. You were almost in tears. It was very satisfying seeing Essendon fans miserable. So on you, Bella. Thanks for getting around it. And as always, before we do wrap up, a big shout out to our sponsor, bluescrypto.com. I've got the info in the chat there. If you're investing in crypto or new to the game, bluescrypto.com, get around it. Thank you for getting around us. A really awesome cryptocurrency fan token platform. An opportunity to dip your toes in the water whilst also having a Carlton spin to it as well, which is awesome. So thank you, bluescrypto.com.
And one more thing, Mal, before you wrap up. Stay tuned to our socials over the next probably 24 to 48 hours. Courtesy of Derrim at Gym, we'll be doing a $200 giveaway. So details will come out on the socials very soon.
Awesome.
And one more thing, Amal. Fuck Essendon.
I was waiting for it on your cup.
Oh, jeez. Gents, with the bye, Cameron Bay asked the question, with the bye next week, obviously content will be a bit light on. Are we going to be doing a mid-season review?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we're not wearing pants for
it. Next Monday night, mid-season review next Monday night, get around.
This is like, I've never worn pants anyway.
I've got no pants on at the moment. I'm not sure what you guys have been doing.
Footy with no pants.
Excellent. All right, gents, it's been an absolute pleasure. The Blues reached the mid-season bye.
Look at Aiden. Aiden's going to watch the review of last year when Andy went off.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, no. Hey, it's 12 months, yeah? Look at us. Remember 12 months ago?
We're arguing, actually, I remember now, because we're going best 22. We're arguing about Fisher. If he's best 22, I remember saying no. Anyway.
Yeah. Brother,
what would it be? You know what we should do? We should go back and find that team and then compare it to this year, eh?
Good call.
We'll do a bit of best 22, a bit of mid-season report card. I think will be nice.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Amal, sorry, bro. We've just cut you off for the last 20 minutes.
Not a bad idea at all. All right. Well, until the mid-season review, enjoy second spot, baggers. Enjoy the week off, and we'll see you for the mid-season review. Until then, it is sayonara.
Hit the like on the way out.
Shout out to Aiden's mum.
Sick it now. 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 Sick it now.